Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight Channel. I'm Stu Nyman, joined as always by Andrew Bleckman, and together we will cover every pari-mutuel point played today. That's the pari-mutuel form of highlight, quinella form of highlight, kind of highlight you've been seeing since the 1950s at least. All Mutuals wagering is now open on today's 9-game performance. Each of today's games offers Win, Play, Show, Quinella, Perfecta. That's exact, actually. And Trifecta wagering. We have the Daily Double in Game 1. To play the Daily Double, correctly pick the winners of Games 1 and 2. We have 2 Pick 3s, an early Pick 3, and a late Pick 3. Early Pick 3, Games 2, 3, and 4. Late Pick 3, Games 6, 7, and 8. Then the high-paying High Five Jackpot with a $2,000 minimum guarantee. To play the High Five, correctly pick the winners of Games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you do so correctly and have the only ticket that does so, you'll cash in on the High Five. Online wagering is available at watchandwager.com, or if you're in the state of Connecticut, mywinners.com. However, placing a bet not necessary for you to enjoy today's action. We have 1 scratch in today's performance. 1 scratch, affecting our first 3 games. El Barba has been scratched in all his scheduled appearances today. Once again, El Barba has been scratched in all his scheduled appearances today. Game 1, post 2. Scratch El Barba, replace El Barba with Benny. Game 1, post 2, scratch El Barba, replace El Barba with Benny. Game 2, post 3, scratch El Barba, replace El Barba with Gallo. Game 2, post 3, scratch El Barba, replace El Barba with Gallo. Finally, Game 3, post 4, scratch El Barba, replace El Barba again with Benny. Game 3, post 4, scratch El Barba, replace El Barba with Benny. Those are the only scratches we have in today's performance. With all these things in mind, we ask you to make your wagers as early as possible within scheduled post times. Then sit back and relax. Post time for Game 1 is now just 6 minutes away. Andrew, greeting. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, Stu. I'm doing pretty well today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. Have a nice weekend? Quiet weekend, hopefully?
Yes,
yeah.
Definitely a quiet weekend. Adjusting to a new medication combination. So those weekends are best spent quietly as we can experience whatever it is that we're going to experience, and hopefully it comes out with a positive outcome. And so far, I have to say the change has been positive.
That's great to hear.
Thank you.
Very positive, Stu.
Yeah, I've only been trying this since I was 16. That's the whole problem with psych meds. You eventually, you find the right combination. It works for a while. Sometimes it works for years. And then, boop.
Well, we'll say hello to our friends in the chat. Still got this loading up here, so let's... Well.
Yes, our friends in the chat. William, first out of the chute. Hello. Noel, greetings. Joe Vaughn. We'd like you to catch the pick 5, if that's what you want. Mo Crank, always good to see you. Steve M, greetings. Michael Dupuis, hello to you.
That's all we got? I really can't load it. It's slow today. I
had a difficult time signing on, as you know. So you asked me how my weekend was. I gave you an honest answer. How was your weekend?
Good. A little, yeah. Just a lot of sitting, watching sports. That's okay. how we like it for the most part.
That's great.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, how about?
Why do I hear my voice so loud?
I hear you.
Oh,
Stu.
I hate that. You know how I hate that.
That was strange.
Wow, awful.
In exciting news, it's Shay's birthday, my girlfriend's birthday.
Today is Shay's
happy
birthday?
Happy birthday, Shay, if she's listening.
Shay,
which she's not, but...
A happy and healthy birthday, and we wish you all the best, whether you're listening or not. You might listen at some point in the future. And the fact that you've stuck it out with Andrew this long, you know, I don't know how living with you is, but I mean, working with you is fine.
Yeah. Way better to work with me than live with me. That's for sure.
Imagine same thing with me. Have to imagine that. We have a video that we play at the beginning of the performance
I think we do.
about winning and losing.
About winning and losing. If we have it, you'll see it right now.
Director Brian?
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And we're back here, folks, about 2 minutes from the start of game number 1.
Keith, welcome to the chat. Don't know that we've seen you before, and greetings to you there in north central Wisconsin. Andrew has some familiarity with north central Wisconsin. Oh, he has some familiarity with Wisconsin. I believe you go to camp there every year.
Well, that would be further north in Wisconsin, but we drive right through it, so I'm curious as to where our
Where
friend
in
Keith
Wisconsin
lives.
are you, and how did you find us, and have you been watching and not talking? And Highlight, hello to you. Tell us how you found us. We're always interested in that. By the way, we have 2 minutes to go before we begin game 1. There is a scratch. Game 1, post 2, scratch El Barba, replace El Barba with Benny. Game 1, post 2, scratch El Barba, replace El Barba with Benny. El Barba is scratched in all his scheduled appearances today. Chris Filer says hello. Detroit?
We got.
A city on the rebound?
I'll tell you, I went to Detroit and
Great
in
airport.
May,
Great airport, huh?
fabulous airport. I got right in, right out. A lot of construction going on. To your point, Stu, I love the setup with the stadiums in Detroit. How all the stadiums are right there. They're right in the I don't know if it's downtown. I don't want to, but they're all in the same area, so you can go boom, 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 and it makes so much sense when you think about it.
And there's people making some investment in what was otherwise dilapidated properties and rebuilding them, make them nice.
I saw a lot of that when I was out there.
That's terrific.
Good to have you joining us. We got game number 1 beginning right now.
Our current ownership friends here at Magic City are about to do the same thing beginning in December. From downtown Detroit. That's terrific. Hope you enjoy the highlight. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin. Game number 1. It is a spectacular 7. Doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving. Red shirts post 1. Cool Fitness and Manny. Receiving the blue of post 2. Julian and Benny. Benny substitutes for El Barba. Cool Fitness serves. It's in the box. We begin. Robote forehand. Catch by Manny. Julian powerfully from the left side. Robote forehand. We have a swing and a miss at the 7 line. Point 2. Well, I call what I see on the court. I wasn't trying to embarrass you specifically. It's what I do. You should be used to it after 8 years. White shirts at post 3. Juice and Cabrera. See if someone else drops the ball. I'll talk about that too. Fault, underserve, point 3. See, he don't need to. Kind of how this works. Green shirts at post 4, the team of Benetrix and Flores. Benetrix picks the serve. Drop shot. Point 4. Black shirts, post 5. Back from his sojourn. We don't know where he was, but he's back. Jed Undo receives in the backcourt. Verbote save on the forehand of Benetrix, point 4. Now receiving. Yellow shirts at post 6. CRB and Ben. Here's the backhand by Benetrix to the inside. Backhand by Ben. Ben moves to the outside to take it in the air. Drop ball, point 4. 4 with 3 points, serving to post 7, the pink shirts. Art on the front court with Gallo on the back. So, Keith, question. Did you catch us in battle court, or did you catch these Quinella games? Because there's a difference. You know, we play battle court 5 p.m. and 7 on weekends. And we play this form of highlight 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Kill shot into the pad. The pad is bad, point 4. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirts, post 8, Ikeda and Tennessee. Jatna, you're absolutely right. And our players heard a lot of that back in 2018, 2019. There were lots of questions. What do I do about this? What do I do about that? What do I... Look. Just catch the ball. Ball missed in the backcourt, point 8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return the red of post 1. Cool Fitness. And Manny. Matthew, that's a good thing that you're watching Pelota, because this does give you a pretty good idea of how a player is playing in a given day. In the hour that they have off, you know, something might change. But if they're playing decently in the pari-mutuel performance, they might play decently in the battle court performance. So it's great whenever you can catch it in. And if you have any questions, you know, this is where we do the answering and talking, jiving. Forehand to the outside. Ikeda grabs it on the bounce. Manny from the 10. Robote forehand. Missed by Manny. Point 8. See, cool. That time I ascribed the miss to a specific individual on the court. Blue of post 2 receives. Julian and Benny. Here's the catch by Ikeda, backhand to the inside. Benny from the forehand. Ikeda from the 8. Placement, mid-court, Benny's there. Cortada by Benny. What a scoop by Ikeda. Benny from the forehand. Point 2. Receiving, white shirts of post 3. Juice and Cabrera. Robote coming out. Robote forehand by Juice. Caught on the forehand of Julin. Hard forehand by Julin. Robote save by Cabrera. Julin again. Karam scores. Point 2. Two with 5 points and a possible game point. Trying to stop them in the black shirts of post 5. We have Jedin and Unda. Yes, Brian D. jiving. It's the only thing that came out. Mo Crank, new charts, always good to hear. Robote, beautifully played by Unda. Unda calls him off. What a hard throw caught by Benny. Benny on the hard throw. What a catch by Unda. Robote 2-all by Unda is out. Point and game, post 2, Julin and Benny. No playoff here, 2-4-8. The unofficial order of finish, 4. Game number 1. Results from game 1 are official as posted. Coming in first, post 2, Julin and Benny. Benny was substituting for El Barba. Taking second, post 4, Benetrix and Flores. Coming in third, post 8, Ikeda and Tennessee. 2-4-8, unofficial order finish for game 1. There are your prices from game 1. $2 Quinella, 2-4, $13.60. Trifecta, 2-4-8, $140.20. $2 wager on 9 to win. $2 wager, we don't have a 9 to win. $2 wager on 2 to win returns $9. That's the correct way of saying it. When you don't want to confuse your listeners. It's what I strive to do. Sometimes. First half of the Daily Double, the number 2. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game 2. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. There is a scratch. Game 2, post 3. Scratch El Barba. Replace El Barba with Gallo. El Barba is scratched in his 3 scheduled performances today. Game 2 will close out our only Daily Double and begin our pick 3. If pick 3 is your thing, correctly pick the winners of 2, 3, and 4 to play the early pick 3. Post time for game 2. Now, 5 minutes away. Good luck.
The main rule of highlight is simple. Players must catch and return the ball in one fluid motion. Sounds easy enough, right? So how do you win? You can win a matchup simply if your opponent overserves, underserves, or serves the ball out of bounds. On the flip side, your opponent wins the matchup if the serve is so good that you fail to catch and return the ball to the front wall. If your opponent fails to catch the ball before it bounces twice on the ground, or if your opponent's cesta makes contact with the ball but doesn't catch it, then in both of those cases, you win the matchup. You can also win a matchup if the ball bounces around in your opponent's cesta during an attempted catch. This is called juggling, and it's illegal in highlight. Another way to win a matchup is if your opponent throws the ball and it lands out of bounds on its return from the wall. The overall game strategy for a highlight player is to make it difficult for an opponent to reach the ball in time or to execute a rebuttal play.
And we're back here now, about 4 minutes from the start of Game 2.
Whole minutes. These are 6-minute practices. Not yet. At 3. Jen does that just to annoy me. She calls out when it's time to switch, when it's really not time to switch. So it's a 6-minute practice. So you've got 4 guys that go out for 3 minutes, and other 4 guys that go out for 3 minutes. But you wait until it changes to 3 minutes. Then as soon as they see this thing switch here to will pays, they're like, oh, it must be time to move. It's like, no. We look at the clock when it moves. Switch. 3 minutes till post.
It could be a
5,
throwback
6, 7,
to seeing, we saw Brian D, and then we see another name, Michael Sortino. That's a good friend of ours, too. I believe Philly. Firefighter, I want to say.
Michael Sortino, it has been quite a while.
It's
Welcome
been a while.
back.
But good to have you. And let me know
At this stage of life, Andrew, it's good to have anybody.
It's good to know I haven't totally lost it. You know, that's.
I was speaking about myself.
I was responding to Michael. He said correct.
You got years until the existential dread comes into your life. Laying there one day, or sitting there, watching your favorite football game, and all of a sudden this thought comes to you and you say, I'm whatever age, what am I doing with my life? And then you can't move for like 15, 20 minutes, maybe a day. Doesn't happen to everybody. Michael Sortino, the father of a college freshman. Congratulations. That's always good to hear. But Jatna, you do. I've read your writing. Jatna is a deep thinker, and he pays great attention to detail. Some of the posts that he has made on Tiger's board have been beyond impressive. So here we have someone. Jatna, remind us how you found us, because you are like the perfect person to find this program. You found us, and then you got into us, and you chatted with us, and now you are basically a young expert on the sport of highlight, or at least the way we play it. Then he also has some excellent commentary that he posts about our friends up in up 95 when they play those 3 months. And Jet and I am being sincere. I mean, Andrew can tell you by the look of my face and the tone of my voice. This is not that I don't play. If I think you're an idiot, I'm not gonna, I'll jibe you, but I won't, Pelota around COVID. All right. Yeah, it was a good time to find us. No existential dread for Jatna. At least not now. Keith, don't worry. The chat isn't always this depressing.
It'll get better. We can talk to Keith a little more between games 2 and 3.
No, you're
maybe 3 and 4.
Jatna, you're definitely not an idiot. Sometimes you take things like really into great detail, and that in Tiger's board, look, it's a tough place. It's like a rough neighborhood to be. It just is.
We got game number 2. Let's begin.
We're ready to begin our second game. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt of post 1, we have Cool Fitness. Receiving the blue post 2, Juice. Here's the serve. We begin. 2-all. Soft touch to split will score. Point 2. White shirt of post 3 now receives. Here's Gallo. I found 91. Good to see you in the chat. And no, Under will not break the glass. He does throw hard, though. Drop shot by Juice scores. Point 2. Green shirt to post 4. Tennessee receives. Keith, as long as you found us, we're happy. I'm always curious to know how people find us. Like some people do that as like a case study. I don't. I'm just curious to know how people found us and why they like us. There's the backhand by Tennessee. Rebote forehand. Wild and out. Point 4. Black shirt to post 5. CRB receives. Tennessee. Low splitter caught by CRB. Tennessee will not get to that one. Point 5. Yellow shirt of post 6. Ben receives.
Okay.
Rebote forehand by CRB. Cut off by Ben. Ben from the 9 line to the inside. Ball tipped by CRB, mid-court, point 6. Pink of post 7, number 23, Ikeda receives. Starbeardo, yes, while we are live. And we are live also, of course, during Battle Court. But Andrew and I don't interact with the chatters on YouTube. We're forbidden from doing so. Who got that point? That was 7. In this matchup, Ikeda will serve to Jedden. Jedden will complete the first round of play. We are allowed to have a little bit of fun here in Pelota. Scott said something like that. It's either that or I don't care what the hell you guys do in Pelota. I'm not sure which one. But it was that's the general intimation I got. What a scoop by Jedden. Beautifully done at the 9 line. Ikeda's there. Powerful backhand. Rebote forehand to the inside. Ikeda from the 9. Rebote hooked. Point 7. As we complete the first round of play, 7 has 2 points. All matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red of post 1, Cool Fitness. Oh, so in Battle Court, you guys can't even, I don't even turn on the monitor, so you guys can't even chat during Battle Court? That's interesting. Powerful forehand down low by Ikeda. It scores, point 7. 4 points for the 7 post, receiving the white of post 3, Gallo. Gallo continues to substitute for El Barba. Well, if you'd like it on, I mean, we're not going to be talking to you. That was decided a long time ago. basically I misbehaved the first 4 years, and Highlight is not sure. Our bosses aren't sure that I can contain myself if someone says something inappropriate. Welcome back. So that's the reason why we don't have chatting. But you guys might be able to chat. Just send a letter. Inside placement scores, 0.3. 3 serves to 2. Here's Juice. If you're interested in having a chat, you can send an email to the Highline Network. Figure out how to do it. I don't know what the address is, or WJAL through the WJAL website. Underserved, 0.2. Green shirt at post 4. Tennessee receives. So if there's something that you would like, you go to the WJAL website and find your way to contact us. And send a message. Attention, executive producer Lindsay. Landsay. If you put EPL, probably, but she'll get it. And say, hey, we'd like to be able to chat, even if it's not with Stu and Andrew, though we really like that too. 0.4. 4 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 5, CRB. So, Aldo, you actually visited on a Friday? Good for you. That's awesome. That Robote is not coming out, 0.5. 5 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 6. Ben returns. I'm glad that you've gotten into the sport, Aldo, and thank you for the compliment. Starbeardo, you did some research that brought you to us. That's great. Spread the word. We think it's fun. Ball clips the wall, goes outside, and the score is 0.5. Purple at post 8, Jedden receives. Possible game point for CRB. Robote left side by Jedden. CRB moves up to make the catch. That 2-all will score with authority for the win. On a game, post 5, CRB. 7 serves to 2. This is a playoff for second and third place. Well, I hope your friends like it too. That's good to hear. And I do mean that sincerely. We're not just looking for views. We're looking for people to be interested in what we do. That's nice. Hard throw by Ikeda is scooped by Juice. Robote forehand by Ikeda. Seven places, 2 shows. Unofficial order of finish, 572. Your prices will be up in a moment. We'll talk in between if that's okay. Results from Game 2 are official. Coming in first, post 5, CRB. Taking second, post 7, Ikeda. Coming in third, post 2, Juice. 572 is the official order of finish. My, oh my, look at these prices. Nice to see. $2 Quinella, 5.7. That's first and second in any order. $44.60. The trifecta, 572, 838. It vanished before I could see if there was any change, but 838 and something. Daily double consolation, 2-all, 380. All 5, 380. What does that mean? 2 with all numbers, 380. All numbers with 5, 380. $2 wager on 5 to win. $22. There's that trifecta, 572, 838.60. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 3. Game 3 begins the high five for today. The high five is a pick 5 wager. Correctly pick the winners of games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you do so correctly and have the only ticket that does so, you'll cash in on the high five for today with its $2,000 guarantee. There is a scratch. Game 3, post 4. Scratch. The backcourt. El Barba. Replace El Barba with Benny. Game 3, post 4. Scratch El Barba. Replace El Barba with Benny. No other scratches in Game 3. No other scratches beyond that scratch of El Barba in Game 4. Post time is 6 minutes away. Good luck. So, there are times when we put up videos, which is when we're basically done talking. There are times when we chat with you in the chat while the players practice on the court. Kind of a win-win. Either that or you can listen to music. Keith wants to know, Andrew, last time you visited, where in Wisconsin did you visit?
Well, I was at the Men's Warehouse in Wausau in July. So he might be familiar with that. I don't know exactly where it is. I spend a lot of my time up in Oneida County, up in Eagle River and Sugar Camp. That's where I'm up in the summer sometimes.
There you go.
That's where the camp's located, where I like to visit.
Sometimes. So. Every summer, every summer, like...
I'm always there still.
Yeah, it's certainty.
I drive right through Wausau every time we go there. So, very familiar.
Good to know. Brian D. Oh, he's saying hi to Mike. So
Ian and Michael are having a chat.
Were they?
So Brian has a...
Fishing is expensive.
Brian also with a child in college, too.
Switch, please. 5, 6. Cool Fitness, Manny, Jed Nunda.
I'm concerned because, like, when my dad went to college, it was way more reasonable. Now it's beyond unreasonable.
The price of college?
Right. And now I'm wondering, if I'm a parent, these guys are getting me thinking, what's it going to be like then? I mean, do you think it's going to continue to go up at this rate? Or
I do know that tuition, room, and board...
University of Miami, it might be $1 million.
Director Brian just said it'll be $1 million. It's $1 million. So I know that in 1988, 89, 90, those 3 years, because I was early admission to medical school, so I changed schools to a school with a big name, and then the financial arrangement was different because it was part of the program. So I do know that my first 2 years of undergrad, it was $15,000 a year in a private college on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and that included academics, room, and board. It was like $15,000 all in.
And that was in
88, 89, 90.
I'm wondering, like, if it continues to grow, like if I'm looking at college or a kid,
something has to give.
It's got to plateau.
Because you'll be having kids graduate with literally so much debt that there is no career that can pay that, with which they can pay that debt. So that's just the way things are going. Brian's laying some heavy stuff on us. Director Brian says, don't forget about AI. Thanks, Brian. Do any of the player crew practice on any what we would call Latin ball sports front? Matthew Eves, so I'd say there's a couple guys that play pickleball, and then as far as the French players, many of them play what's called Plaza Libre, Plaza Libre, which is years ago, like 20 years ago, I was like, how is it the French come with such beautiful left sides? And then they say Plaza Libre, and then 20 years ago, it was a little more difficult to look it up than it is now. But they play Plaza Libre. I know that Olheron, for instance, is a big fan of Pala, which is like a wooden mallet.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And they all use a form of the highlight ball. The highlight ball is just a little bit heavier or lighter, but it's all the same thing. Rubber with nylon and goat skin to play it. Most of the highlight players, there's some guys that play handball, but they really play all their time goes into highlight. Andrew was in Wisconsin when he goes for training, I think, a few years ago for bullying. Oh, that's right, when you bullied me. When you bullied me mercilessly. When you were like...
When I got to stew so bad, they had to send me away from
When I was like, Andrew says, I was Greek in my University of Miami, which I didn't even know what the hell that meant. It's like, you're not Greek, you're Jewish. You're from...
Is this a stand-up?
You're from Chicago. It's like, you're from Chicago. So it's like... What is this Greek schnit? And then
it all
like he came with a board one day, and I was like, "What are you doing with that? If you think you're touching me with that, you're gonna get killed." And then we all had to go.
I didn't see the doors for a month. Yeah, that was it, folks.
What do you say we get back to highlight, huh?
Game 3. Let's do it.
Time to begin our third game. It is a spectacular doubles match. Played at 7 points, with points doubling after the first round of play. Serving. Red shirts of Post 1. Ikeda in Tennessee. Receiving in the blue of Post 2. Benetrix and Flores. Here's the serve. We begin. Don't worry about it, Brian D. There's a lot of rambling going on here in the announcer's booth. But nice rambling, pleasant rambling. That's a good catch by Ikeda. Forehand straight back, caught by Benetrix. Benetrix hanging out back at the 10 line. Point 2. Receiving the white shirts Post 3, Arta and Gallo. Arta picked the serve through a beautiful Costavo 2-wall that scores, point 3. Receiving in the green shirts of Post 4, Julin and Benny. There's Gallo telling him, yeah, do that again. Robote at the side wall, just missed. Point 4. Receiving the black shirts of Post 5, we have Cool Fitness and Manning. Sounds like the main bar at Magic. What, this conversation? Like the chat, or Andrew and I? Or both? I can assure you we haven't been drinking. Andrew really doesn't drink, and I did drink for a little while. After COVID, I got caught up in all that everybody's drinking business. Really like certain types of bourbon, but haven't had a drink since June. Here's a catch by Julin. Powerful forehand by Julin, and what a beautiful catch by Manny. Catch by Cool Fitness on the outside. He goes high from the right side. Benny's got the Robote. Big forehand by Manny. Robote forehand. Point 4. Forward 2 points. Here's the yellow shirts of post 6, Jedden and Unda. Point 4.
Absolutely.
4 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 7, CRB and Ben. Sorry, folks. Andrew was distracting me with ice cream talk. Here's the backhand by CRB. Julian's there. Julian to the inside powerfully. Robote coming out. CRB makes a great save. That's a tough save at the sidewall. Julian on the forehand. Hard to the inside. Ben. Great pick up the 11 line. You know it's only a matter of time before Ben looks through the glass window and says, we're working our asses off out here. And all you're talking about is ice cream? Ball dropped in between the front quarter and back quarter. Well played right up to that point. Point 4. Purple shirts of post 8. Juice and Cabrera receive. Highlight, you get in touch with Lindsay through the world, our main website, which is WJAL. I believe it's WJAL.com, but just Google WJAL. You will not give anyone my cell phone for anything. Point 4. Straight points to a possible game point for the green shirts post 4. Receiving, Ikeda and Tennessee. Ikeda picks the serve. Cortada follows and scores. That's beautifully caught and thrown and killed by Ikeda. Well done. Point 1. Play continues. 1 with 2 points. Here's post 2. The blue shirts, Benetrix and Flores. Yeah, highlight. Go to the main website, WJAL. World Highlight League. That has all the contact information there, including a phone number. I imagine at the phone number you'll be able to leave a message. I don't think she's there that often. Robote forehand by Ikeda, but I could be wrong. Tennessee, forehand, over the top, 10 line. Benetrix takes it on the bounce. Right side, played powerfully to the inside. Low runner. Robote save. That cleared the overhead screen. Benetrix has it up at the 3 line. What a scoop by Tennessee. Robote forehand by Ikeda. Benetrix has it on the forehand. Ball tipped in the backcourt. A well-fought point by both teams. Point 2. 2 with 3 points. Here's post 3. Arta and Gallo. Michael Sortino, Swearjaw. Oh, you heard Jedden on one of those microphones that we don't know exists. Drop shot. Off the serve, scores. Point 3. 3 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 5. Cool Fitness and Manny. And in all sincerity, we don't know where all the microphones are. We know where obviously our microphones are because they're big and mine's on a microphone stand. But there are some hidden microphones. There's like a ball mic and then there's a player's mic. And that player's mic came back to bite me in the ass that one time that Carballo and I had a disagreement, and I lost my schnit. Yeah, that was unpleasant. All there for the recording. Inside placement will score 0.5. But that's what they say makes it entertaining, so we continue. 5 with 2 points. Here's post 6, Jedden and Unda. Michael, you remember that? The good thing is that he and I hugged it out within 3 minutes. And sincerely, we both recognized that that he was wrong and I was definitely wrong. But I haven't shouted that loud since. That's not true. That ball touched the overhead screen, which is out of play, 0.6. Returning. Pinko post 7, CRB and Ben. Don't change. Why? You guys like that stuff? You like that behind-the-scenes stuff? The Philo by CRB scores. 0.7. Purple post 8, Juice and Cabrera. Here's backhand, low runner to the inside. Ben with the scoop. Backhand from the 12. Cabrera to the inside. CRB is there. Rebote forehand is a miss. Mid-court, 0.7. 17 has 4 points. Returning with 5 points and possible game point. The green of post 4, Julian and Benny. Carballo is a great guy. And now the father of twins. That's why we're seeing a little less of him. But he'll always be welcome and around the program. Over, sir. Point and game to the green shirts of post 4, Julian and Benny. 4 wins at 7 places, 2 serves to 3. This is a playoff for 3rd place. Yeah, Carballo is one of these guys who's absolutely on fire when he plays, but off the court is a sweetheart. Just a really good guy. Arta going for the serve has a tip ball. 2 shows. Unofficial order finish, 4-7-2. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from game 3 are official. Coming in first, post 4. Julian and Benny taking second, post 7. CRB and Ben coming in third, post 2. Benetrix and Flores, 4-7-2, the official order finish for game 3. So the first number for today's high five, the number 4. $2 Quinella, 4-7. First and second in any order, $22. Trifecta 4-7-2, $267.80. $2 wager on 4 to win, $9.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game 4. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points with points doubling after the first round of play. There are no scratches in our 4th game. It will end the early pick 3. Post time for game 4, now just about 5 minutes away. Good luck. So how about we continue the chat? What do you say? We're having such a good time. And yes, in truth, I think I said this to Andrew. I may have said this in the chat. I sometimes forget. But we'll continue the chat because when we return in February, so we play now through December, or November, as far as Pelota is concerned. But after our last conversation with our chatters in February, there will be no more chat for probably at least a year when we return at our new location. We'll be playing Battle Court only, February through May. So this is really the last chance we have to chat. And we're not yet in a position where we're talking about where we're going or how the setup's going to be. That'll come towards the end of this season. I mean, it's the worst kept secret in the world, but...
a secret nonetheless.
Yeah, but we have not been cleared by Scott or Lindsay to discuss it publicly over the airwaves. Okay. Like the competitive spirit from Carballo, we both did. Congrats to Carballo. I will pass that on. Benny. What does that say? Michael Sortino, Benny with the Pook. Michael Sortino.
Pop-up win? I don't know. Must have been a typo.
Pickup win. Okay, there you go.
Take up. There you go.
Besides Hard Rock, how can we bet online? So for Battle Court, I believe we can share that information. Andrew, how else can folks bet online? Now, you can bet these games online. So you can bet Pelota online at watchandwager.com, or if you're in the state of Connecticut, mywinners.com. You have to see if Watch and Wager is legal in your particular state. But that's how you make pari-mutuel bets.
Yes.
But for Battle Court, there's a couple options. Andrew.
Yeah, there's a few different sports books where the highlight matches are up and available to be wagered on. That includes Hard Rock Bet if you're in the state of Florida. But outside of Florida, we're on DraftKings, we're on FanDuel,
Bet
we're
Rivers.
on at Rivers. George Quinn recently posted that we're on Bet365. That's another one of the reputable books. Honestly, Stu, yeah. I mean, it's most of the major books you can find us on.
They like
I guess
us, we like them, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, but FanDuel, DraftKings, Hard Rock, Rivers, or Bet365.
Chris Freeler, yes, this will be our last year at Magic City. So the family who founded Highline, and of course Scott being our leader, they sold the casino 3 years ago. So we've been operating on a lease here for this space for the last 3 years, and it's time for us to move. They want to do something else with this little piece of concrete real estate, which is their business, and they're entitled to do. We've had a very good relationship with them so far, but it is nonetheless time to move. So when we finish in December, we'll have our Battle Court finals in December. We'll then take the show away. Close. Close. Very close. Which is a big hint. Which is a major hint, actually. There's a lot literally across the street where we can build something, but there's no construction there. But we'll be moving close, and we'll be continuing. And it's both exciting and terrifying, simultaneously exciting and terrifying at the same time. I'm the one, I think, who finds it terrifying because I have most experience with the structure.
Yeah, I'm not. That wouldn't be the word I would use, you know. So I think that history is part of it.
You're not someone who likes change, so obviously without giving it away, how do you feel about it?
Again, it's just weird because this is what I know, you know.
Yeah,
This is
I get
my
that.
life, and this is, you know, so it's silly, but like the drive to a new place.
Yeah.
That's something, you know, just driving there. Where am I going to be? How, you know, are the colada makers going to be as nice as they are here? You know, just the little things in life that, you know.
My
that
sixth
make you
sense
go,
tells me that we'll be buying our own colada machines. I think that we're going to be.
Yeah,
that's just my guess. I don't think we're going to be taking many walks through. I don't think we'll be taking walks to get coladas. I think that we can all probably invest, if we pool our funds, that we can invest in a really good colada
good
machine.
machine,
Yeah, I mean, I'll throw
Players
money
might be in it,
even though
yeah.
I don't drink it.
Yeah, I would too.
And then one of these guys, you know, will love to make the coffee. And that's what we'll do. We'll have the colada machine back here. Time to play our next game. Time. Let's begin.
Game 4.
Yeah, Chris, I can during the daytime. Chris, there'll be no Pelota for the first half of 2026, probably in the second half of 2026, and we'll let you know where we're moving sometime in November. You're asking too many questions. Those questions will be answered in November. Time to begin. Manning has a serve. there is tremendous irony associated with this move. Just tremendous irony. Powerful forehand, hard to the inside where it scores, point 2. White shirt at post 3, Julian receives. No, you're asking appropriate. There's nothing inappropriate with the questions you're asking. We're just not in a position to answer them right now. Thank you, Aldo. Yes, we'll come back, and that's the whole point why this location is best, is we won't miss. We would have stopped in December and come back here in February, same thing. And this location permits us to do that, which is awesome. The ace will score, point 2. Green shirt at post 4, Echeberry receives. Horse track, teach horses to play highlight. That's more complicated than teaching our 2018 guys to play highlight, I think. So no, not a horse track. Powerful backhand, rebote. Point 2. Two or 3 points. Here's post 5. Benny. Is Jairo pissed about something? He's just blasting these forehands like... I mean, he's just blasted 3 forehands. There's like one was like an ace. This other rebote, like Echeberry almost tripped over himself trying to chase. I mean, he's just here firing away. Rebote forehand saved by Jairo. Benny chases it down to 3 line. Drop shot. Oh, that's not fair. Anyone over 40 should not have a drop shot thrown on him like that. No, that's clean for Benny. For Benny, that's clean. He gets the point. 5. Yellow shirt at post 6. Benetrix receives. Jairo, you got to run quicker. He loves you, but not that much. Brian D, that is tremendous irony, but no, this move has highlight irony all associated with it. With Scott, of course, spending a life in. Down from the wall, throws a backhand 2-wall that did not score. What a rebote save by Benny. Here's Benetrix at the 8 line. Harden inside, scooped up by Benny. Backhand. Benetrix at the 10. Rebote forehand by Benny. Benetrix picks it up on the bounce. 2-all. Stopped by Benny, flipped up by Benny. Benetrix at the 6. Powerful forehand to pass. Rebote saved by Benny. Stopped in the air by Benetrix. 2-0 by Benetrix. This one will score. Point 6. A hard-fought point by both players. Benetrix gets the point. Goenaga receives. Pink of post 7. That was a hell of a point. Here's the backhand by Goenaga. Here's Benetrix. Goenaga forehand on the rebote. Benetrix is there. Rebote forehand by Goenaga. Benetrix in the 10 line. Scoop by Benetrix. The 2-all. Read by Goenaga. Stopped by Goenaga. Benetrix takes that off the side wall. Good play. Goenaga. Great catch at the 10. Benetrix now. Backhand. Goenaga from the 9. Rebote forehand. Goenaga has it. Inside placement. Benetrix, forehand rebote from the backcourt. Goenaga moves to the front court to make the catch. Hard throw. The scoop was there. It was just tipped. A hard-fought point by Goenaga and Benetrix. Goenaga gets the point. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirt of post 8, Arta. Robote left side to the inside. Arta's there. 2-all by Arta, thrown beautifully to score, point 8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of game. First return, red of post 1, Manny. Robote forehand. Scoop by Manny, juggling on that scoop. It hit the pad, point 8. 8 with 3 points. Here's post 3, Julian. Chris Freiler. Sorry if I'm butchering your last name. So what I would do is take a look at which of the betting apps is legal in your state. So I guess you're down to Bet365 or FanDuel. So if it's one of those two that's legal in your state, or Bet Rivers. Catch by Julian. Point 3. 3 with 2 points. Here's post 4, Echeberry. So you check to see which one is legal in your state, and that's the one you go with. I'm just glad you're watching from Ohio. I once spent time in Ashtabula, Ohio, many, many years ago. Spent a few weeks there. Neat little city. Here's a catch by Echeberry, backhand from the 9 line. Robote. Echeberry takes it on the bounce. 2-all, stopped by Julian. Julian on the forehand will score. Point 3. 3 with 4 points. Here's post 2, Hyro. So, Chris, what you wind up with is that you can have all of those betting apps in your state. Highlight has to be approved by the state gaming authority. So that might be the issue. So you might want to do a quick Google. Is Highlight bettable in Ohio? Robote, forehand. Here's a backhand by Julian. Catch by Hyro. Outside placement by Julian. Red end stop by Hyro. Powerful throw by Hyro will score. Point 2. Possible game point for the blue shirt of post 2. Hyro trying to stop him. Benny. The ace will score. Ooh, man, he got him back for that drop shot. Okay. Point in game, post 2. Hyro. 3 places, 8 shows. Results from game 4 are official. Coming in first, post 2, Hyro. Taking second, post 3, Julian. Coming in third, post 8, Arta. 2-3-8. The official order finished for game 4. While we're waiting for these prices, another thing you folks want to do is Battle Court may be listed separately than the sport of Highlight. So you may want to look It's to see if Battle Court or Battle Court Highlight is listed as an approved sport in your state. But it is state to state, so those betting apps may be live in your state. Whether or not the state has approved Highlight is another matter. I know we were on in like 35 states or something like that, but obviously not all of them. And like one of the most obvious ones, Connecticut, requires just one change in a certain piece of legislation to accept fixed odds betting on Highlight. It's an old law. So if enough people got together in Connecticut, might be able to get that law changed. There are your prices for Game 4. 2-3-8, the official order of finish. The pick 3, 5-4-2, 3 of 3 numbers, returning $269. $2 wager on 2 to win, $14.20. $2 Canelo, 2-3, $18.60. Trifecta, 2-3-8, $410.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, Game 5, the first of our 2 feature doubles matches today. Next game is played to 5 points. 5 points. It's Game 5 is played to 7 points, just like all of our other games, with points doubling after the first round of play. There are no scratches in Game 5. There are no scratches in the remainder of today's games. Post time is now just about 6 minutes away. Good luck. And we'll continue the chat just as soon as I see that post time, so I know when to tell the next group of players to get on the court and practice. They'll get 2 minutes before the doubles game. Yes, they still got about a minute to go. As soon as that goes to 6, we'll tell 3 and 4 to head out onto the court. So you're getting a full look at what goes on behind the scenes here to make it look like we know what we're doing. For the most part, we do. 2018, we didn't. I did. And everybody trusted me, and I played like Pied Piper, just with a much deeper voice. Okie dokie, so let's take a look at some of... We have all those in PA, but can't wager on Highlight. Dogs and certain breeds of horses. The state is so ancient. So, Michael, there's no betting on pari-mutuel and sports betting in PA? Because that is something, that is a delineation to check. So pari-mutuel can be expressly verboten. Like, for instance, in Connecticut, they've been betting on Highlight since the 70s. And you can still pari-mutuel wager on Highlight. But fixed odds betting was made illegal by statute in Connecticut probably back in the 70s. And they never took that off the books. So even though that they have, what the hell is it called? The Sweet House, or what's it called?
Sugar House?
Yeah, Sugar House.
That's what
so even though they have Sugar House up there, and we have a great fan base to bet on fixed odds Highlight. It just requires that change. So anyone in Connecticut willing to take that on, you know, if you know someone in the State House, please do. Hey, could you just change this? Sometimes that's all it takes. That's all it takes, and I can't imagine that they'd have a problem with it. Okay, so for the last time for me, since I'm slow, this is Chris. Pelota runs through November, then off. Yes, that is correct. So Pelota will conclude in November of 26, playing twice a week. Then when we come back in 2026, we will not play Pelota our first season. And we're still figuring out what we're going to do post July 1st, because that's the state's fiscal year, July 1st to June 30th. We're still figuring out what we're supposed to do post what we're going to do. That includes a lot with the location that we're going to. Battle Court still runs without interruption. Yes. We will finish here. Switch. 5-6. We will finish here in November, ostensibly, but we have semifinals and finals of Battle Court in December. And then, poof, we're gone like magic. And then you'll see us in our new location, and you'll all go, oh, I can't believe they're there. I imagine that's going to be your response. I can't believe you're there. What are you doing there? And then I'll tell you the story of how we got there, and you'll never believe it. because even this many months later and having spent some time over there working, even I'm shocked by the story of how we got over there. It's just a weird story. Never knew about the sport, but I'm loving it and betting on it. JCat901, thank you. Michael Dupuis, I think you can in RI because Highlight seemed legal when they closed Newport. That's interesting.
So after the fronton closed, they're just like, we don't want...
But sports betting might be legal.
Sports betting, yeah.
Highlight, Dania. Yeah, we know when Dania's opening. Highlight. This is Magic City. Come on, give us a little break here. We talk about our friends, and they are our friends. Benny Bueno is one of my closest friends, like in Highlight, like ever. But it's up to them to do their own advertising and pitching and whatever. And yes, they do return in December for a 3-month season. Unfortunately, that month in February, man, we'll be going head to head. A lot of Highlight players, a lot of Highlight players in town, which is always kind of fun. They come and see us, we go and see them. Andrew never goes because.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Really?
I went 3 times last year.
Oh, that's right. Because
I'm an active
switch 7-8
watcher of all Pelota.
Not all Pelota. There's this particular player there that Andrew kept on saying, "Hey, you better check him out." And I was like, "You got a girlfriend, right?" He says, "Yeah, but you better check him out." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and then I checked the goods, and I was like, I get it, but literally,
I'm a good friend.
But literally, have never hired a Highlight player based on that because I am, if you're general manager of a facility, you learn very quick. Like some of the first problems you deal with, like when you're manager of a fronton, some of those first problems that cross your desk are they were in a relationship and now it's sexual harassment. Yeah, it's those you learn very quickly not to schnit where you eat. That's an important one. And when I have seen it, it's like, man, I really got to advise you against this. And no one really ever pays attention. Yeah. So you go to HR and sign a love contract, which means you won't hold the company responsible when it turns south. We had one player here who came here, and his wife was already working here. And it was, they were in the middle of a messy divorce, and that was a problem. We won't go into who that was, but... Michael Dupuis, sorry if I'm wrong. You can use DraftKings. In which state?
I think he was talking about Rhode Island, saying in Rhode Island you can sports wager, but you might not be able to bet pari-mutuel highlights.
That's kind of what happened, that's what we'd like to see happen in Connecticut. In all seriousness, to our Connecticut friends, please, if some of you could contact the State House or whoever your rep is and say, could you please look into, we had Highlight, we bet on Highlight here for 40 years. We'd like to be able to do it on... all they have to do is vote to change, to eliminate a sentence or two in the statute that allows for fixed odds betting.
I don't get it. I see the Hard Rock app here in Florida. There's betting on NBA 2K, which is a video game. You don't know where who is this guy who's playing? You don't know that this is a sanctioned event. These guys are under contract.
I know you're indignant right now, but let me explain to you why. At the time that they put the law in, the only type of wagering that they wanted on Highlight was pari-mutuel. So they illegalized any other form of wagering on it. That's why it's there. Yeah. They just never corrected the language even when it left.
It's just crazy what you can bet and then not being able to bet Highlight in some states. Not all.
Agreed. Gaucheri serves. We've begun. Powerful rebote by Gaucheri into the corner. Unda at the 13 line with a great catch. Here's Ben from the 11. Iñaki. Unda from the forehand at the 11 line. Powerful right side to the inside. Gaucheri, rebote save. Unda from the 9, wall to wall. Ben, great catch at the side wall. Big backhand. Iñaki for the rebote. Gaucheri on the catch. Placement inside. Unda is there. Gaucheri's there. Backhand. Backhand by Iñaki. Rotate left side by Gosheri. Here's Unda. Great catch by Inaki at the outside. Costado inside, and Ben is there on the pickup. Unda from the forehand at the 10. Powerful right side to the inside. Ben's there. Unda, good positioning. Powerful backhand from the 9. Robote forehand. Gosheri from the Costado. Unda makes the catch. Scoop by Unda. Gosheri from the 9. Wall to wall. Robote coming out. Outside placement of the forehand. Robote will land out point 2. Two first up on the board in our 5th game. That'll bring to the court the white shirts of post 3. Here's Goanaga and Nicholas. Did you see Unda just now? He throws hard, like really hard.
He's trying to break the glass.
There's a backhand by Nicholas, the low runner. That one got by Unda to score, point 3. Green shirts of post 4, the team of Alex and Julian. The brothers Goitiendia. Tampa T-Town, shout out to my favorite announcer duo, Stu and Drew. That rhymes. Did you know that before? Tampa, hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well, by the way. Here's Julian on the catch. Backhand, low and hard to the inside. Backhand by Nicholas. Goanaga powerfully from the left side. Robote for Alex. Goanaga's there. Robote forehand. Nicholas from the 12. Backhand by Alex. Catch by Goanaga. Nicholas from the forehand. Powerful right side by Julian, high and hard of the front wall. Now Nicholas. Robote, left side by Alex. Robote by Goanaga. Kicks back to the 10. Alex saves the forehand Robote. Goanaga's there, winding up. Costi inside. Julian, forehand Robote, keeps it in play. Nicholas is there. Alex calls for the Robote. Robote left side. Julian, or rather Nicholas up the wall. He comes down with the ball. Here's Julian from the 11. Robote save by Alex, high and hard to the front wall. Goanaga drop shot, dropped onto the pad. Well played by all 4 players. Aggressive style play, point 4. Black shirts of post 5 are now receiving. Iturbide and Rotz. Unda is easily one of the nicest guys that I've met in highlight. He's got a great attitude, a tremendous work ethic, and he's made the adjustment to this court really well. We're all both pleased with Unda as a person and a player. No question about it. Here's the backhand by Iturbide. Backhand by Alex. Ichibide from the left side again. Robote. Julianel from the 10 line. Backhand to the inside. Aratz is there. Robote forehand by Iturbide. Cortada by Alex. Stopped by Iturbide. Alex on the catch. Forehand. Powerfully thrown by Alex. Iturbide to the outside. Up the middle. Alex cuts it off. Aratz from the 12. Cortada. Stopped and returned by Aratz. The return, though, hits the overhead screen. Just had a play, point 4. For 2 points, now serving to post 6, the yellow shirts, Etcheberry and Benny. Yeah, I would say both Unda and, this may sound crazy, but also El Barba have that everyman quality to them. People, they're very relatable. Robote left side to the inside. Benny, catch at the 10. Big backhand. Robote. Benny down low. Backhand from the 9. Ball tipped in the front court. Point 6. Pink shirts of post 7 are now receiving. Rutia and Cabrera. Ball tipped in the backcourt. Point 7. Yeah, Tampa T-Town, my favorite line, one of my favorite lines in all of Magic City Hustle is where he says, man, I haven't had insurance for like 3 years. It happened to be true. I mean, you know, real world problems that he was dealing with. Robote, smacked to the front wall by Arrutia. Benetrix, rather. Catch by Arrutia. Arrutia, 2-all. Stopped by Benetrix. Benetrix forehand, scooped up beautifully by Arrutia. Big backhand follows. Benetrix, Robote. Here's a backhand by Cabrera. Douglas is there. Scoop by Cabrera. Douglas on the catch. Backhand. Robote forehand save by Benetrix. Gutierrez has it, winds up. Philo attempt hits the pad. Point 8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red of post 1 goes Sherry and Ben. Yeah, actually, El Barba having had numerous conversations with him. He can sometimes clown it up on the court, but he has a lot of depth to him. A lot of depth and a lot of lived agony, I guess is the way that I would put it. Forehand Robote. Save attempt will land out of play. Point 8. 8 with 3 points. Here's post 2, Iñaki and Unda. Yes, Michael, the pad is still bad. And I, once again, can't take credit for that. That was a Dania announcer, I believe, who had first come up with that. There's a backhand by Unda. Always like to cite my source. Unda on the outside. Big right side by Unda. Douglas going for a difficult Robote save. Point 2. 2 with 3 points. Here's post 3, Goanaga and Nicholas. Substance is the word that I would use for El Barba. He's a person of great substance. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Robote coming all the way out. Played by Goenaga, caught by Unda. What a catch by Nicholas. Backhand from the 12. Catch by Nicholas. Nicholas from the forehand. Unda is there from the 11. Backhand by Unda. Nicholas from the 11. Unda on the forehand. Big right side. Right to the inside. What a save by Goenaga. Catch by Iñaki. Ball tipped in the backcourt, point 3. 3 now with 3 points, serving 2 posts, 5. Iturbide and Aratz. Aratz on the backhand. Robote by Iturbide on the wall, stopped by Nicholas. Iturbide, beautiful catch, taking that off the wall. Robote. Robote forehand by Iturbide. Goenaga's there. Goenaga from the forehand. Low and hard and caught by Iturbide. Iturbide with the Robote at the 3 line. 2-wall Robote opens wide and scores. Point 5. 5 with 2 points. Here's post 4. Alex and Julian. One of my favorite Pauly lines from year 1. Said the pad is bad. Pauly went, the floor is worse. He was right. Here's the backhand by Julian. Julian, difficult catch off the sidewall. Backhand goes back to the 10 line. Here's Aratz. Julian's there. Gustavo 2-wall attempt hits the pad. Point 4. 4 points for the 4 post. Receiving. Yellow shirts, post 6. Echeberry and Benny. Backhand by Julian. Catch by Benny. Beautiful scoop by Julian. Benny at the 13. Backhand thrown, power play, Robote coming out. Benny in the corner. Julian power play from the right side. Robote to the inside. That's beautifully thrown by Alex and scoring. On the wall the whole way to score. Possible game point for the green shirts of post 4. Alex and Julian trying to stop them. Arrutia and Cabrera. Sorry, Michael. I don't say anything associated with a goat unless I happen to be around the actual animal. Great. Greatest of all time is real hard to, you know, actually ascribe to someone, especially in highlight. Here's a backhand by Cabrera. Here's a backhand by Julin. And regretfully now, I would say that everyone who I personally would consider the greatest of all time in highlight, one or two may still be living, but the rest have since passed. Rebote forehand by Alex. Good catch by Urrutia. Powerful throw from the forehand of Urrutia. That's a great catch by Julin. Urrutia tipped that at the 10 line. Point in game, post 4. Alex and Julin. Eight, 2, and 3 playoff for second and third. Douglas on the backhand. What a catch by Iñaki. Benetrix on the backhand. It passes. Rebote coming out. Rebote by Iñaki. Douglas is there. Unda on the backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote kicking out. Rebote saved by Benetrix. Inside placement. Scores for Iñaki. Possible place point for post 2, Iñaki and Unda. Receiving, wide at post 3, Goanaga and Nicholas. Backhand by Nicholas, powerfully thrown. Iñaki's on it. Goanaga, great catch at the 7. Unda, low and hard from the left side. What a catch by Nicholas. Unda from the 10. Rebote by Iñaki. Big bounce on the save. Caught by Nicholas. Iñaki sets up for the rebote to the inside. It goes. Nicholas takes it on the bounce. Powerful, powerful backhand by Unda. Rebote save. Hooked. Point and place to post 2. A hard fought. Second place finish for Iñaki and Unda. 8 serves to 3. This is for Show. Third place. Here's a backhand by Douglas. Nicholas on the catch. Benetrix from the 9. Rebote. That rebound off the back wall, played on the forehand of Goanaga, stopped by Douglas. Douglas powerfully from the right side. Rebote forehand by Goanaga. Benetrix cuts it off. Split placement scoop by Nicholas. That carom lands in and scores. 3 shows. Unofficial order finish 4-2-3. Your prices will be up in a moment. Winning game 5, post 4, Alex and Julin. That was a tough game. Overall, that was just a really, really tough, well-played game. Coming in second, post 2, Iñaki and Unda. Coming in third, post 3, Goenaga and Nicholas. 4-2-3, the official order finish for Game 5. Here are your prices. $2 Quinella 2-4, that's first and second in any order, $32.80. Trifecta 4-2-3, $391 even. A $2 wager on 4 to win, $17.60. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our 6th game, which begins our late pick 3. Late pick 3 incorporates the last 3 games of the performance, games 6, 7, and 8. Game 6 played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. One of our 2 features singles games. No scratches in game 6, 7, or 8. And post time now just about 5 minutes away. Good luck. Let's see what we say here in the chat. Ah, yes, the crowds, Tampa T-Town, the crowds at all the frontons were generally entertaining. We'll call them generally entertaining. Sometimes they could be a bit brutal, and yeah, players can hear this stuff. And different players handled it differently. Elizagi, for instance, was not a fan of the crowd noise at the jeering that he got from Miami, and rightfully so. And I'm sorry that we weren't able to shut that down. But and one of the most famous, Hollywood, Waristi. Waristi got in trouble more than once for responding to the crowd. One time, I believe, what you kids call a loogie was involved. Back when there were still 3,000 people there. But
from the court or from the crowd?
From the court.
Okay, yeah.
From the court. He had had enough of a particular player. Switch, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I do remember Salazar, the second one time, stopping literally in front of 2,500, I'd say more than 3,000 people. Mid-court, walking back from a miss, catching a Dejada, pointed his finger through the net. I don't remember what he said.
Yeah.
But it was significant.
It was something. Yeah, Steve was mentioning the late game singles. A new player up at the top of those standings, Inaki. 11 wins for Inaki. He's in first place, and this is, I mean, undoubtedly the closest late singles race we've had in a competition that's been dominated by Gaucheri throughout his career. It's really not going to be the case here in 2025. You got Inaki in first. Gaucheri's in second with 10 wins, so just one behind. Then you have Alex is right there. He has 9 wins. And then the next 2 closest there, you have Iturbide and Urrutia with 7. You got Douglas, who's always up there. I mean, he's only got 5. Arat's only with 5 wins. Manu, 5 wins as well. Nicholas has 6. Jairo, 3. Goenaga, just 2. That's a complete rundown of those late singles standings. Inaki looking to keep up that great play. You know, and Inaki had as difficult of a stretch as anybody. I think that was from 22 to 24. He's dealing with some injuries. Wasn't at full strength. And then it really, I mean, you saw it out there on the court. It took him almost 2 years to get back to full strength. But, I mean, there was some conversation in there about Inaki and the player that he had fallen down to. But you know that when he's fully healthy, he's got a great attitude for the sport. He's got tremendous energy, and he's one of the best shot makers out there, too. So now that he's back to full strength, that was something that we'd mentioned a lot a year or 2 ago. But when a player starts to play like that and he's leading the late singles, it's funny. They don't mention a lot about injuries or anything like that. It's great to see him get back to that play, because Inaki really is not only a great highlight player, but also a great guy off the court, too. Great attitude, great, you know, just a guy that you like to share a laugh with, and will keep you laughing.
If any one person has made me laugh, any one highlight player, let's say, it's Inaki.
Yeah.
Both when he's meant to and sometimes when he's not meant to. Did I miss
I
anything?
would know. I was just saying that. You remember a few years ago we were talking about like what happened to Inaki, and now he's leading the late. It's just
He had an injury. It threw his whole game off.
it's like people. You know, I watch sports talk radio after NFL weekend or after any sport. The overreactions are crazy, and it's just the modern world that we live in. It's everything's about overreacting.
I need to talk to you about our friend Nate with Battlecore.
Did he say something?
I don't know that he said anything. I don't know that he said anything inappropriate. But I love his enthusiasm. I love the whole whoosh
Did he
whoosh.
Okay, was it
He's
a new
posted
video?
a couple.
Okay, we'll check it out.
Time. Let's
We got
begin.
Game 6 though. Good luck.
You and I may have to. Maybe we'll go together if he'll have us on his show. I'd like to do one with you. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
I would go on. I was going to ask him to be a guest. I was just like, why can't I do it?
I was a guest.
No, just like a recurring guest. Like, make it a thing.
Well, if you don't want me to go, just tell me.
No, I want to go with you, but
You want to
before this conversation,
Okay.
I was thinking about it also, so I'm in still. Whatever you want to do it.
There's the serve by Rotz. We begun. Robote left side. It's a 2-all that opens and scores. Point 1. Receiving the white shirt at post 3, Iturbide. You see, you and I are going to have to, as we move on, we're going to have to start sticking together on some things. Otherwise, we'll be wearing, I don't know, clown suits and walking through the audience giving out lollipops.
I won't be giving out a lollipop. Well, maybe.
When they say your check's related to it, you might be. Here's a beautiful catch by Rotz. Fakes the 2-all, puts it inside where it scores. Well played by Rotz. Point 1. 2 points for Rotz. He serves to the green shirt at post 4, worn by Alex. Just remember what we had to do back when we were handed that script. We were prepared, right?
Prepared.
So we need to prepare to give them what they want and still be able to survive. That's all I'm saying. Robote forehand by Rotz. Point 1. 3 straight for Rotz. He serves to Douglas in the black of post 5. Oh, for serve, point 5. Yellow shirt of post 6. Gaucheri receives. Gaucheri on the backhand to the inside. Powerfully. And out to the Robote, way out to the Robote. Point 6. Pink shirt at post 7, Nicholas receives. See, that's one of the things that I like is if you saw the interaction there between Douglas and Gaucheri, despite the fact that, fiercest competitors now for 5 years, the friendship between the two of them is always great to see, even on the court. Yeah, like Douglas saying, why'd you have to throw it so hard? Here's a backhand by Nicholas. Gaucheri's there. Robote forehand. Sherry makes the catch, winds up. Costello 2-all, stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas passes on the forehand, that shoots out. What a save by Gaucheri. Low and hard to the inside, what a scoop by Gaucheri. Here's the backhand. Costello 2-all will score. Well played by Nicholas, point 7. Purple shirt. Post 8. Here is Iñaki. It's like one thing with Gaucheri is he's having to work a lot harder for it this year. I mean, a lot harder for it this year, both singles and doubles. And people will say, well, what's happened to his game? Nothing has happened to his game. The competition around him has just gotten better. Gaucheri's got incredible skills. on both sides. Inaki from the 10 line. Backhand to the inside. Robote. Swing and a miss. Midcourt, point 8. That completes our first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. Blue at post 2, first to return, Manu. That's a beautiful serve by Inaki. Even better catch and return by Manu. Scoop by Manu is missed, point 8. 8 with 3 points, serving to the 3 post. Iturbide receives. Robote forehand, high and inside. Robote left side to the inside. Iturbide catches it down low, backhand follows. Robote forehand, caught by Iturbide. Inside placement scores, point 3. 3 will serve to the returning 4 post, Alex. There's a big backhand by Iturbide. Robote for Alex. Alex to the inside. Scoop by Iturbide. Alex takes it in the air on the forehand. Robote save by Iturbide. Alex has it at the 6. Going for that 3-wall placement. Shoots to the outside. Beautiful save by Iturbide. It's a 2-wall. Alex read it. Stopped it. Returns it hard to score. Great play by both Iturbide and Alex. Point 4. Receiving post 1. Arat. Two-wall Robote by Alex opens wide and scores. That's well thrown, point 4. 4 with 4 points. Here's post 5. The black shirt returns. Douglas. Two walls stopped by Alex. Got tied up in the screen. Point does go to the 5. 5 with 3 points. Here's post 6. Go Sherry. Robote, 2-wall, scores for Douglas. Well thrown, point 5. Possible game point for Douglas. Black shirt at post 5, trying to stop him, Nicholas. Robote forehand, high and hard to the front wall. Robote coming out. Nicholas low to the inside. Douglas reads it, gets in there. Makes that Robote that clears the overhead screen. That's a great throw. Douglas on the catch. Inside placement. Nicholas gets in there. That does not clear the overhead screen. Point in game, post 5, Douglas. 5 wins it 4 places, 8 serves to 1 for show. 3rd place. Robote left side, little clip, scoop by Rotz. Robote, save by Iñaki. Rotz is there and scores. 1 shows, unofficial order finish, 5-4-1. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results are official. Winning game 6, post 5. Douglas taking 2nd, post 4. Alex coming in 3rd, post 1. Aratz. 5-4-1 is the official order of finish for game 6. $2 Quinella 4-5, 38-20. Trifecta 5-4-1, 334 even. $2 wager on 5 to win, $14. First number in the late pick 3, the number 5. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 7. It is a spectacular 7. Doubles match. Game 7 will close out the high 5 for today. There are no scratches in Game 7, and post time is now just about 7 minutes away. Good luck. Take a look at those will pays on the high 5. 7 minutes till post. The high 5 will live to fight another day, which is always good to know. Always good to see that. Doubles have been really, really competitive. So competitive that as soon as this goes to 6 minutes, I think we will put on a video for your viewing pleasure. Another low runner. Clean miss in the front court. There's the back court. Excellent catch by Cabrera, made behind him. Ball was dropping. CRB got there before the second bounce. Oh, that took a major turn and scores. Robote by tennis. Oh my, oh my. That was a beautifully thrown 2-wall. Robote forehand save. Julian attacks, has it at the 4 line. Low and hard. Ragley, tremendous second effort, keeps that point alive. Karen by Ben. Well executed and scoring. Rotate left side. Rotate forehand by Douglas. Costello 2-all. Beautifully executed by Aratz to score. Cabrera advances, midcourt, backhand. Robote, left side, 2-all. My goodness, that scores for Artip. Alex going to save that. Robote had the distance. Here's Gaucheri up at the 4 line, blasting it. What a scoop by Alex. Scoop by Ikeda. No. Robote by Manny. Oh my.
Robote forehand. 2-all off the Robote. Douglas just does stop it. Douglas to the inside. What a scoop by Gaucheri.
Here's Manu from the 10 line. Robote to the inside. Manu, Robote left side, looking for that 2-all. That drops in and scores. My, oh my, what a shot. Andrew, those are some fantastic shots you mulled through, especially that last Costado, well, the statue Costado 2-all by Manu. He didn't move.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes, like, there's so many shots that I go through, and then I actually get to editing the video, and I'm like, how did I pick these 10? And then there's some times where I'm like, wow, these 10 are all really good. October or last year there were some plays in there.
There were some fantastic plays.
All credit to the guys, you know. I just click a couple buttons and make it look better, but these guys make it work out there on the court. 0 minutes on the clock. Let's play game 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 games remaining in this afternoon's performance in advance of Battle Court. At 5 p.m. when the Devils will take on the Renegades. Game 7, a spectacular 7. Doubles match, played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts of post 1, Iñaki and Unda. Receiving the blue of post 2, Echeberry and Benny. Iñaki serves. We begin. Rebote left side by Iñaki. Powerful backhand by Echeverry. Rebote left side by Echeverry. Scores on the side wall, point 2. Receiving now the white shirts of post 3, Urrutia and Cabrera. Echeverry, backhand to the inside. Cabrera's there. Echeverry now from the 8 line. Urrutia, powerful backhand, caught by Benny at the 11. Echeverry on the catch, drop shot, Urrutia takes off, gets there, rifles it outside to score. Point 3. Receiving in the green shirts of post 4, Alex and Julian. Alex picks the serve. Placement to the outside, stopped by Urrutia. 2-0 by Urrutia, lands in and scores. Point 3. 3 with 2 points. Here's post 5. The black shirts receive. Jairo and Manu. Fault, underserve, point 5. Yellow shirts of post 6, Iturbide and Gallo. Gallo on the forehand, powerfully. Manu pulls that off the side wall. Here's the catch by Iturbide. Another powerful one. Manu's there. Point 5. 5 with 2 points. Here's post 7, the pink shirts. Goanaga and Nicholas. There's a backhand by Nicholas. Caught in the air by Jairo. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall played by Goanaga to the inside. Manu on the rebote. Nicholas takes it on the bounce at the 13 line. Powerful forehand. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Nicholas, again powerfully from the backhand. There's the backhand by Manu. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Nicholas is there. Nicholas on the catch, backhand from the 11 line. Nicholas to the inside. Jairo takes it out of the air at the 8. Backhand follows. Robote. Beautiful catch by Nicholas in the corner. Backhand by Manu, low runner, scooped up by Nicholas. Jairo now on the catch. Backhand from the 8. Nicholas goes hard to the inside. Manu is there. Backhand from the 12. Nicholas now from the 13. Robote inside. Caught in the air by Manu. Nicholas, backhand. Backhand by Nicholas. Manu again, hard to the inside. Manu now from the 10 line, low and hard to the inside. Gonaga up the wall. Nicholas from the 11 line to the inside. Robote, forehand by Jairo, powerfully thrown, caught by Nicholas. Nicholas from the right side. Manu now on the forehand. Along the wall, Manu pulls it off. Manu again, this time from the 13 line. Robote forehand by Jairo, cut off by Goanaga. He winds up. Costado to the inside. Manu makes the catch. Backhand 2-all. Scooped up by Goanaga. Carambola by Goanaga. Scores on the second bounce. Point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirts post 8, Benetrix and Douglas. Robote left side, high to the front wall, caught by Benetrix. Ball tipped in the front court. Point 7. That completes the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, red at post 1, Iñaki and Unda. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Iñaki takes that out of the air at the 7 line. Backhand. Goenaga takes this in the air. Backhand to the inside. Unda from the backhand. A powerful throw. Backhand by Iñaki to the outside. Robote right up the middle. Caught by Unda. Unda for the cortada, hit the pad. 0.7. Seven with 4 points. Here's post 2. Etcheberry and Benny. Backhand by Benny, powerfully thrown. Robote coming out. Robote by Goenaga, powerful throw. Caught by Benny, scooped up on the right side. Here's Nicholas, low and hard. Etcheberry makes the catch. The 2-all hits the pad. 0.7. Possible game point, pink shirts at post 7. Goenaga and Nicholas. Trying to stop them, Alex and Julian. Powerful, powerful forehand by Julian. Nicholas makes the save. Alex on the catch. Hard and low. That hits the overhead screen. Good effort by Nicholas. 4 will get the point. 4 with 2, 3 with 2. Urrutia and Cabrera receive for the wide of post 3. Julian on the catch, powerful throw. Robote by Urrutia to the inside. Julian is there. Cabrera from the 10. Backhand by Cabrera. Julian with a tip ball, 0.3. 3 with 4 points. Here's post 6. Iturbide and Gallo. Gallo on the right side to the inside. Urrutia is there. Gallo again. Beautiful catch by Cabrera. Urrutia takes that on the forehand. 0.3. Possible game point for the white shirts of post 3, Urrutia and Cabrera. Trying to stop them, Jairo and Manu. Robote forehand by Urrutia, caught by Jairo. Urrutia, Rebote to the inside. Manu pulls it off the wall. Rebote forehand by Urrutia. Caught in the air by Manu. Low and hard by Manu. Caught by Urrutia. Backhand. Manu is there. Urrutia, tremendous catch. Pulling that right off the side wall at the 10 line. Urrutia again, this time behind the 9. Backhand. Caught by Manu. Manu on the forehand. Picaba. Brought down the backcourt by Cabrera. Jairo from the 8. Urrutia to the inside with the bounce. Rebote save by Manu. Picked up in the front court by Urrutia. Rebote save. Urrutia takes it in the air. Split placement stopped by Jairo. Inside placement stopped by Cabrera. The backhand will be too low. Intense play by all 4 players, .5. Back and ready to receive. Purple at post 8. Benetrix and Douglas. Backhand by Nicholas. By Jairo, rather. Manu at the side wall. Tremendous play. Here's Douglas. Backhand by Benetrix. Stopped by Jairo. Jairo from the left side. Powerful backhand by Benetrix. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Excellent Rebote save by Benetrix. Jairo's there. Hard to the inside he goes. Douglas makes the save. Points alive. Jairo makes the catch. Right up the middle. Douglas missed this one off the Rebote. .5. Possible game point for the black shirts, post 5. Jairo and Manu. Trying to stop them, Iñaki and Unda. Powerful, powerful backhand by Unda. Unda on the catch. Cortada stopped by Manu. Beautiful play. Unda, good recovery. Good catch in the backcourt. Here's Manu. Powerful forehand by Unda. Backhand caught by Unda. Manu now from the 12 line. Big right side by Unda. Rebote. Forehand by Jairo. Unda midcourt. Juggling on the catch of Unda. Point of game, post 5. Jairo and Manu. 5 wins at 7 serves to 3. This is a playoff for second and third place. Backhand by Cabrera. Scoop by Nicholas. Powerful forehand. Urrutia on the Rebote. Goanaga. Rebote again. Rebote forehand over the top. Urrutia takes it on the bounce. 2-all. Lands in and scores. Beautifully executed. 3 places, 7 shows. 5-3-7. Unofficial order of finish for Game 7. The results from our 7th game are official. Coming in first, post 5, Jairo and Manu. Taking second, post 3, Urrutia and Cabrera. Coming in third, post 7, Goanaga and Nicholas. Your prices will be up momentarily. There they are. $2 Quinella 3-5, $30.40. Trifecta 5-3-7, $336.20. $2 wager on 5 to win, $760. Let's see our high five. 42455. 4 of 5 numbers returning $18.80. 75.20. Part of that $2,000 guarantee. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our 8th and final game of the Pelota performance in advance of Battle Court, which begins at 5 p.m. The Devils will take on the Renegades. Game 8, spectacular 7 scoring. There are no scratches in our 8th game, and post time is now just about 7 minutes away. Good luck.
Now with about 5 minutes till we begin game at number 8. We're going to have this video that shows you the trailer for Magic City Hustle. Take it away.
Remind me of Hustle City, man. Everybody got more than one gig. I sell ice cream, rather sell a CD.
I have a security company, a beauty salon.
I've been doing music for a very long time.
I'm not your neighborhood Uber driver. I do luxury. And then I have another job. I play highlights.
We were looking to transition from dog racing to highlight. I went to the university and said, listen, I have this crazy idea. Do you think we could send something out to all the ex-athletes for the last 20 years and say, we're looking to hire and train highlight players?
They paying us, man, and we can win big money.
Let me see what this is all about.
That's what you gotta do. Get some money.
The players taking the court are all athletes you may recognize.
Baseball, football, track and field.
If you're going to come into this sport, you got to be dedicated. You're going to be a piece of cake.
We knew going in, they're not going to be great the first day.
It'll be like the Jamaicans with the bobsled team. Game time now, man.
This is gonna be the first time that my kids will be able to sit in the audience and root for their father.
Who wants it more?
This is a sacrifice I think is going to pay off in the end.
This is a dream for me.
I got to win.
Can't get drama better than this.
Highlight became the new hustle.
Let's get ready to play.
So, Donald, welcome to the conversation. How long have you been watching for without chatting? Just curious. And I'm happy that you're happy that you joined the chat. Lou Bundles. Lou. How you doing, Lou? It's an old highlight name. Lou, so I've been on Mark's Spectacular 7. I don't know if Andrew has. If he hasn't, he should be. Yeah, but that's Mark Gallo's. Mark Gallo. He does singular. He does a good job with that. But Donald Haffel? See, that's how what's its name? I look at the screen without my reading glasses. It's 2 minutes ago before game 8.
2 minutes before Game 8, but we got Battle Court beginning at 5 p.m. tonight. We got the Devils and Renegades. 2 singles matches and 4 doubles matches, and it will be played in that order, too. We'll start off with Benny against Goanaga. Then Benetrix will take on Ben. Then we'll go over doubles. Nicholas and Kubala up against Goanaga and CRB first. Then Echeberry and Benny take on Gaucheri and Ben. Followed by Kubala and Rock against CRB and Flores. And we'll finish with Echeberry and Nicholas against Gaucheri and Amigarena. Those will be the 6 matches in order tonight. We got Battle Court between the Devils and the Renegades.
So CRB against who?
We got double CRB.
That sounds interesting.
CRB playing against his great teacher, Kubala, who taught him everything, as we learned in the last victory interview.
CRB admitted to that?
Kubala admitted to giving away all of his secrets, I guess. Yeah.
CRB's usually got an explanation for everything that he does. So
No, we did interviews. That wasn't CRB. That was Kubala.
I did mine. I did mine, guys. I did my interview with Mark Gallo last year, 2024. Go on, Andrew.
No, that's it, Stu. Join us, Battle Court, Devils and Renegades, beginning at 5 p.m. There's the whistle. Let's play game number 8.
Time to begin our 8th and final game in advance of Battle Court at 5 p.m. Spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points, with all points doubling after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt of post 1, Nicholas. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Iñaki. Yes, I also did one with Nasty Nate, who's been very excited since his Cyclones have been doing well. So I was talking about doing one with Andrew and I together and Nasty Nate. Robote forehand by Iñaki to pass. Robote forehand does not pass. That hits the rail above the front wall, which is out of play. For Nicholas, point 2. 2 first up on the board here in our 8th game. That'll bring you to the court. The white shirt at post 3, Douglas. And Nate was a very gracious host. But he's also a sports fan, so he's been coming hard and heavy. I mean, there was a headstone on one of his things. I wasn't a fan. Costado 2-all from the side wall scores for Douglas, point 3. Green shirt at post 4, Gaucheri. So he said someone was dead. I don't remember what team it was, but it's like he had a headstone, and I was like, that's not I don't need...
Was he right, or was he...
Well, obviously he's not right because none of these teams are dead. Philo Robote stopped by Gaucheri. Scoop is missed, point 4.
I'll check it out, Stu. We'll talk on Thursday.
Black shirt at post 5. Iturbide receives. But I definitely think, because as much as you and I disagree about some of the stuff in Battle Court, I think it might be nice to get some of that on tape. But on neutral territory, which means someone else's show. I've been talking about doing our own podcast now for, 4 or 5 years?
At least.
And I've been shot down repeatedly. Maybe when we go to the next facility. That's such a big facility with so many places. That ball is just missed off the serve. Point goes to the 4. 4 with 2 points. Here's post 6. Alex, you, me, EPL, S7, with appearances by JR. There's a catch by Gaucheri. Hard throw to the inside. Good effort by Alex, point 4. For 3 points, here's post 7. Urrutia. I do think you and I think from what I know of podcasts, and I do not follow any, I think you and I would do a good podcast. We would have two different approaches entirely. You'd be going off in a sports direction constantly, and I would be...
I'm of the belief that podcast equipment's too cheap. I firmly do believe that.
So you think anyone can get a podcast? You know, I was a fan of it. Drucker Anthony. I talked to him about it.
But you're entertaining, Stu, so that,
And you're not?
Not as much.
Robote left side. Here's the
Certainly
catch
not.
by Gaucheri. What a scoop by Urrutia. Robote by Gaucheri. Urrutia moves to take that in the air. The 2-all. It's out. Point 4. 404 points. Here's post 8. Manu.
But you have the equipment, you should do it, though. We have it.
Yeah.
That's not a reflection of us.
No, and I could see us set up in a particular area of the new facility. And we're going to be playing Battle Court only, so we'll certainly have the time. Don't look at me like that. You can't take all that time off. Here's the backhand by Manu, wall-to-wall from the left side. Inside placement scores, point 4. 5 points for Gaucheri. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups. We're 2 points now through the end of the game. Nicholas receives. Can't you hear it? The live podcast. Live from... we can't say it right now. The Highlight Podcast, live from... Can you hear it? I'm not going to slip. That's number 17, Adam, saying I'm going to slip. I'm not going to slip. Still waiting for the memo from... Still waiting for the memo from headquarters. Costado 2-all fired, stopped by Nicholas. Sidearm Karen by Nicholas, stopped by Gaucheri. Gaucheri powerfully to the inside, and that will score. Point and game to the green shirt of post 4. Straight point victory for Gaucheri. 4 wins it, 2 serves to 3. This is for second and third place. Steve M, will we get one appearance? I don't know. Maybe we could turn the cameras on. They've been threatening to do that for a long time. Turn a camera on us while we're announcing the last Pelota game. I who am against cameras would be in favor of that.
Not from the back.
No, not from the back. Definitely not from the back. No. Robote 2-all did not clear the pad. 2 places, 3 shows. Unofficial order finish, 4-2-3. Your prices will be up in a moment. Excellent suggestion, and the fact that I agreed to it is just kind of amazing. Jatna, you're right. Gaucheri was on fire, and you could see with the types of shots that are being thrown. Oh no, Steve, we're not going to play. I won't play for anybody. You can turn the cameras on us for announcing, though. That I'd be willing to do. But Jatna mentioning that Gaucheri was shredding, and he has to. He has to play harder in these games. The level of play in these games doesn't allow for anybody to slack. If you slack on one volley, you're out. 4-2-3, the official order finish for Game 8. Here are your prices. $2 Quinella, 2-4, $14.60. Trifecta 4-2-3, 107 even. A $2 wager on 4 to win, $8. Let's take a look for our late pick 3. 5-5-4, 3 of 3 numbers returning 129.40. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for the Pelota performance of Live Highline, the Magic City on the Highline channel. We're glad that you chose to join us this afternoon and invite you to join us just about 1 hour from now for Battle Court, when the Devils will take on the Renegades, and we will not be chatting with you. We'll be chatting with you again on Thursday. 1:30 p.m. On behalf of the players, staff, and management of Magic City Highline, Battleport Highline, and the World Highline League, we thank you for joining us and hope to see you again at 5 p.m. Have a good day, everyone.
Ta-ta.